Good morning, everybody. This is Differential Geometry Lecture 4. First of all, we can see one definition. A set U, which is a subset of Rn plus 1, is open for each P belongs to U. There is some epsilon positive such that Q belongs to U whenever norm of Q minus P is less than epsilon. So for each point P of U, there is a point Q such that the distance between Q and P is less than epsilon. Then the set is said to be open. Now today we have to see some important definitions first, and then again we shall see some example which we have considered yesterday. We shall continue them. That means the two examples we have considered yesterday to sketch the given vector field. We shall see 3 or 4 more examples. So first of all, see, these definitions are very important because you have to remember them throughout this course. First definition, a function f from U to R where U is an open set in Rn plus 1. See, now U is not only a subset of Rn plus 1, but one more word is added. U is an open set in Rn plus 1 and f is a function defined on that U. So this is also a real valued function. This function is smooth if all its partial derivatives of all orders exist and are continuous. Because U is a function of n minus 1 variables, there are various partial derivatives of f with respect to all these variables. For example, say dy by dy x1, dy by dy x2, dot 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 dy by dy x n plus 1. These are the first order. Second order will be dy by 2 f1, f by dy by x1 square, and so on. Third order. So all partial derivatives of all orders, they exist and they are continuous. Then you say that this function f is a smooth function. Second definition, a function f from U to Rk. Now see the codomain, it is Rk instead of R. Rk. Rk means what? It has k components. If you take any point in Rk, it has k components. So this function f from U to Rk, and U is a subset of Rn plus 1. So this function is smooth if component functions fi from U to R, that is f of p is equal to f1p, f2p, dot 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 fkp for each p belongs to U is smooth. That means if each function fi is smooth as in the previous definition. So see, suppose p belongs to U, then since it is in the domain, f will act on that p and you will get image of that point p. So that is fp. Now what will be fp? fp will lie in Rk. So fp has k components. They are given in the definition. These components are f1p, f2p, etc., fkp. And all these f1p, f2p, they are also functions from U to simply R. So f1p, f2p all are real numbers. So if you put them one after another, you get a point containing k tuples. So that is fp. So one such f means there are k such functions, f1, f2, f3, all are from U to R. So all are real valued. Now you know this is the definition for a function to be smooth. Now we know that yesterday a vector field is also a function. So this definition is applied to that vector field also. A vector field x on U is smooth if the associated functions x from U to Rn plus 1. See the previous definition, U to Rk. Similarly, this is from U to Rn plus 1. So this function x, if it is smooth, so what will be here? This xp will lie in Rn plus 1. So x of p will be a n plus 1 tuple. So there will be n plus 1 component functions for this x, just as f1p, f2p, etc. Now we call them as, afterwards we call them as x1p, x2p, dot 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 xn plus 1p. This will be one point which will lie in Rn plus 1. And if each x1, x2, x3 is smooth, then we say that the vector field is also smooth. Now, gradient of p of f associated with each smooth function f from u to r, u is open in Rn plus 1, is a smooth vector field on u. This is called gradient denoted by del f. Gradient del f of p defined by, what is the gradient at p? Del f, this is new function. Del f at p is equal to, and it is defined at p. So see, the first coordinate is p, that means the point is p, comma, gradient means partial derivatives. Dy by dy by x1 at p, dy dot 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 dy by dy by x n plus 1 at p. So you have to put all the partial derivatives one after another to get an n plus 1 tuple. This consists of all the partial derivatives of first order taken at the point p. P is the point. So del f. So this is known as gradient of p. Now, this next definition is also, all these definitions are important. See now. Now we want to define a curve in Rn plus 1. Now you are familiar with a curve in R, a curve in R2. Curve in R2, example means circle. This is a closed curve in R2. Ellipse, parabola, hyperbola, they are all curves in R2. Similarly, there are curves in space in R3. They are curve in R3. Now its generalization is called a parameterized curve in Rn plus 1. Curve is also a smooth function. Everything in terms of functions. So a parameterized curve in Rn plus 1 is a smooth function alpha from I to Rn plus 1. See the domain and codomain. It is from I to Rn plus 1. What is I? I is some open interval in R. Some open interval in R. See now the figure. This is the curve shown, that is alpha. Curve is always denoted by alpha. Now see below. You have taken some open interval I. Okay. All these are all the members of I. This is an open interval in R, means every point is a real number in I. So this is the domain of our function alpha. So what will happen? This function will act on every point of R, I, to get its image. For example, I have taken some point T belonging to I. See there, T is a point, T is a real number in I. Since it is in I, alpha will act on that T, and you will get the image alpha T. Where will be alpha T? Alpha T will be a point in Rn plus 1 image. It is in Rn plus 1. So that alpha T will have n plus 1 components. Okay. So alpha T. So for T, you get one point in the space Rn plus 1. So if you vary the points on I मधले पॉइंट जर तुम्ही बदलत गेलात तर तुम्हाला त्यांची इमेजेस निरनिराळे पॉइंट्स मिळतील Rn plus 1 मध्ये, आणि त्यांना सगळ्यांना जोडलं तर तुम्हाला एक कर्व मिळेल. So that is alpha. This will be a parameterized curve. So if you take any point on the parameterized curve alpha, it must be the image of certain T in I under alpha. So where, so a parameterized curve in Rn plus 1 is a smooth function alpha from I to Rn plus 1, where I is some open interval in R. Now alpha T, you know alpha T is in Rn plus 1, so it has n plus 1 components. See the notation, they are denoted by, first component is x1t, x2t, dot 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 xn plus 1t, where what are x1, x2, x3, etc. they are again functions whose domain is I and range is R. So each xi t belong to R means each xi t is a real number. So all these are real numbers, and this is n plus 1 tuple of real numbers. That is the image under alpha. So each parameterized curve alpha, alpha t has n plus 1 component functions, x1 t, x2, they are functions of t. So where each xi belongs to I to R is smooth, and that each function is smooth. So parameterized curve. This is very important definition of parameterized curve. Now alpha t is always written as x1 t comma x2 t comma xn plus 1 t, where t belongs to some I, which is a subset open interval of R. Now you can take its derivative with respect to t. Its derivative is alpha dot t. Derivative is denoted by alpha dot t, that is d alpha by dt at t. This alpha dot t will be equal to, what will be it? It is at the point alpha t. Now if you take any point on the curve, it will be represented by alpha of t for some t belonging to I. So alpha dot t is equal to alpha t, this is a point, comma d alpha by dt at t, because alpha dot means derivative of alpha t. So it is d alpha by dt at t. But what is alpha t? Alpha t is equal to x1 t, x2 t dot 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 xn plus 1 t. So d alpha by dt means alpha t is a point, comma the derivative of each component function. So that will be dx1 by dt at t, dx2 by dt at t, etc. So it is written like this: alpha dot t is equal to alpha t, comma point is there alpha t, comma dx1 by dt at t, dx2 by dt at t dot 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 dxn plus 1 by dt at the point t. So these are the very important definitions. So you have to remember all these definitions and understand them well, because they are used throughout this book. Very important definitions. Now again, let us come back to our exercise. So this alpha dot t, one more thing, this alpha dot t vector, this is a vector which is known as a velocity vector at the point alpha t. This is a velocity vector of the curve alpha t. Dot means first derivative means velocity, second derivative means acceleration. If you take again alpha 2 dot t, that will be acceleration, which we shall see afterwards. Now again come back to our problems. Sketch the following vector fields on R2, only R2 plane, where xp is equal to p comma xp given by, so see these are 1 2 3 4 5 examples, a b c d e. Now let us see what is the first. Xp is equal to 0 1, first a, xp is equal to 0 1, so we shall xp is equal to 0 1. So this is yesterday we have taken xp is equal to 1 0. The same thing is for 0 1. B is xp is equal to minus p. C is x of x1 x2 is equal to x2 comma minus x1. D is x of x1 x2 is equal to x2 comma x1, and E is x of x1 x2 is equal to minus 2x2 comma 1 half x1. We shall solve them one by after. So consider the first a. Xp is equal to 0 comma 1. So what is this xp? That is capital XP is equal to p comma xp, and you know p is the point x1 comma x2. So xp is equal to p means x1 x2 comma 0 1. So what is the meaning of this? At each point x1 x2, a constant vector 0 1 is attached to that point in the plane. So 0 comma 1 means what? 0 I plus 1 j means j. So this is a unit vector in the direction of positive y axis, means positive x2 axis. So this is j. So each point, not necessarily making a table of etc., directly you can write down, see here. At every point in the plane, you can take a unit vector in the direction of x2 axis as shown in this figure. So this is the vector field. Take any point and take a vector, unit vector along x2 axis. This is a constant vector field. Then third page, this definition we have completed. Then second example is xp is equal to minus p. What is the meaning of this? xp is equal to, point is p comma minus p. That is, p means x1 comma x2 is a point, and which vector is given? Minus p, means minus x1 comma minus x2. So this may be given as x of x1 x2 is equal to minus x1 comma minus x2. Now you have to take certain points. See, prepare a table like this: point x1 x2 and vector attached to that point. What is the vector? Minus x1 comma minus x2. See here. So you can take any point as you like. 0 0, this will be 0 0. So see here, origin is there. Then 1 0, if you take point 1 0, what will be its vector associated at that point? Change the signs only, minus 1 and 0. 0 1 will become 0 minus 1. 1 1 minus 1 minus 1, etc. All these points are shown. Now let us consider the point 1 0, second point 1 0. Where is 1 0? 1 0 is on x1 axis. See this 1 0. Now at 1 0, which vector is defined? Minus 1 0. What is that vector? Minus I plus 0 j. That is minus I. So it is a unit vector in the direction of negative x1 axis. See here, the vector is shown. See, at 1 0, the vector is from that point to origin in that direction. Means minus I. Minus I is the vector. So 1 0. The point is now 0 1. Take the 0 1 point. See, 0 1 lies on x2 axis. And what is the vector defined on the 0 comma minus 1 means what? Minus j. So what is minus j? Below x2 axis in the negative direction of x2, unit vector. So it goes from 0 1 to origin. See the direction, arrow is there. Similarly 1 1 becomes minus 1 minus 1. So take the point 1 1. See, here is 1 1. And which is the vector defined there? Minus 1 comma minus 1. Where is the point minus 1 minus 1 is shown here. So it is from origin to that point. So shift that vector to the point 1 1. So this is shown there. 1 comma minus 2, minus 1 comma 2. Where is the point 1 comma minus 2? See, fourth quadrant, 1 comma minus 2. At that point, the vector is shown there going towards origin. How? 1 comma minus 2, the vector attached is minus 1 comma 2. Where is minus 1 comma 2? Minus 1 comma minus, third quadrant. Minus 1 comma 2. Second quadrant, minus 1 comma 2. If you join to origin from origin to that point, shift that vector to the point 1 comma minus, it will look like this. So this is the required vector field. You take few more points so that this will appear as a pattern. Some pattern will appear. See, all the vectors are going towards origin. All the vectors. Because the definition itself suggests like this. Now, next example is xp is equal to x2 comma minus x1. x2 comma minus x1. So point and vector 0 0 becomes 0 0. 1 0 will become what now? x1 is 1, x2 is 0. So it will be 0 comma minus 1. 0 1, the vector will be defined as 1 0. See there. At the point 1 1, the vector will be defined as 1 minus 1. At the point 1 minus 1, the vector will be defined as minus 1 minus 1. And this is shown here. See the pattern. 0 0 means origin is there. Second point is 1 0. See, it is shown there 1 0 on x1 axis. And what is that vector? 0 comma minus j. So below minus j. Then 0 1. Where is the point 0 1? On x2 axis is 0 1. And what is the vector? 1 0. So at 0 1, the vector is 1 0. 1 0 means I. So parallel to x1 axis, which is shown there. 1 1 1 minus 1. See the point 1 1. At that point the vector is 1 minus 1. So 1 minus 1 below in the fourth quadrant. Origin to that point and shift that vector at 1 1. So this is shown there. Similarly for 1 minus 1 and many other points. So the vector field will look like this. You take few more points, at least 10 points, so that the pattern will be visible to you. And the last example is xp is equal to x2 x1. ABC D, problem D. So this is written as x of x1 x2 is equal to point x1 x2 comma and vector next x2 comma x1. So what will be x of 0 0? It is 0 0. What will be x of 1 0? 1 0 will become 0 1 because x1 x2 becomes x2 x1 according to definition. X of 0 1 is 1 0. X of minus 1 0 is 0 minus 1. X of 1 1 is 1 1. And x say minus 1 minus 1 1 will be 1 comma minus 1. So plot all these points here. It will look like this. You take few more points to complete the figure. I have shown some 5-6 points. You take at least 10 points. So such will be the pattern. And you have to take the points in such a way that the pattern should be visible, so that you may take the points on x1 axis, negative x1 axis, positive x2 axis, negative x2 axis, and the points in first quadrant, few points in second quadrant, few points in third quadrant, and few points in fourth quadrant, so that the pattern is just in this above example. Now last example is xp is equal to minus 2x2 comma 1 half x1. Can you do this at home? Okay. So this is your homework only. Sketch this vector field. Thank you. आता कुठं जायचं म्हणजे